Welcome to episode 18, Through the Ashes. Previously on the Crystal Ark, the Geobreakers accomplished a daring rescue mission, liberating Borok's mother from his family and making plans to swiftly depart the town of Langdale. However, their journey back to Berkton took an unexpected turn as they found themselves caught in the midst of an epic battle between the infected horrors and the valiant protectors of the town. Engaging combat against a variety of foes, against swarms of infected and those trying to run away from them, the party showcased their abilities and found some new strengths, some in the form of a large bear made of stars. Amidst the battle, Elric, the Lord of Berkton, approached the robed figure controlling the Geolucent, only to be struck down by a malevolent force. The face behind the robe revealed themselves to be Perry, an old friend of Borok's, clearly in some sort of turmoil. Debating whether to destroy or save him, the party restrained him and decided that the powers in Ormkirk needed to examine him further. Now, Geobreakers, as you step into the overburdened infirmary, the swirling dance of snowflakes and ash begins to subside, setting around you like a somber shroud. The weight of the moment hangs heavy in the air. Orsina, the clerics approach you with solemn determination and gently help you ease the injured Elric from your mighty bear form. Within the walls of this makeshift sanctuary, the haunting chorus of groans and cries of pain reverberate, a reminder of the toll exacted by the battle. The clerics navigating the sea of the suffering tend to each wounded soul with unwavering dedication. Yet, amidst the anguish, Perry stands, shackled, flanked by guards. His head bowed, low in shame. Flames flicker in the distance, casting an ethereal glow upon the crystalline protrusions from his neck, a reminder of the darkness that entangles him. What are you all doing?
I'm sorry, Peter. Can you remind us if we're still at Mirages, or we went through the portal? I missed that.
You went to the infirmary within Berkton right now.
Okay, we're in Berkton. All right.
Is Eldrick is in the infirmary, right?
Yes.
Yes,
After
the clerics
Perry
took
really
him
hurt
off of Orsina's back, who is still in this constellation bear form, and are attending to him quickly now.
Okay. Well, Tobias is over at his bedside.
Okay.
I'll be over with Perry, and just trying to, like, what kind of shape is he in at the moment?
Perry is, you see, with his arms kind of bound together with these manacles that you put on him. His hood's down, his purple robe is flowing, and he just looks conflicted, almost like as he jumps from one side of showing sadness and another side of showing some sort of twisted grin on his face. Clearly, he looks like he's wrestling with something.
All right.
I am going to go to Starbear and bend over. Orsina, are you in there?
Bear nods.
I require assistance. Please come with me.
I guess I waddle along with him.
Okay. Shield, could you explain where you're taking her?
Yeah, so I am going to take her up to the, I guess, my resting place. The cliffside overlooking the cemetery.
Okay. You, Orsina, as you begin to walk with Shield, you notice your faculties almost coming back to you, and your bear form fades away, and you are back into your normal wood elf self.
Oh,
Sorry,
you're back.
dog.
Excellent.
Whew!
You will require
That was
thumbs
weird.
for this.
Sorry, say that again?
Is that new?
Yeah. Don't know how that happened.
I see. It was effective. You should do that again.
Very. I'm trying to figure out how I did that.
Not now. Another time.
What are we
Do
doing?
not do that now. I have been damaged, and I require your help.
Orsina, as you look at Shield, you can see the front chassis of his armor has become dented in, and you can hear almost like a faint from behind the armor.
I am currently ineffective. I require a replacement of my docent.
How do I help?
So Shield will walk over to what is ostensibly a tree, but it has like one of those like fake knots where he like presses and it goes, and then he reaches in and he pulls out like a softball size silver sphere. He turns to Orsina and says, "This is a spare. It is from a previous experiment. It will have to do."
Okay, lots to unpack
When I
there,
open
but
my
what do
chest, I will remove the damaged version. I require you to put this in. I will be
Okay.
offline for approximately 5 minutes, which is why I need you here.
Just shove it in?
Yes.
Okay. I'll try.
There is a harness that will take it.
Does it make a click, or just do I know when to let go?
Aim for the middle.
Great. Okay.
He opens up the chassis that's all dented, and you see this kind of like sparking orb that's just kind of like it's trying to turn, but it's like Shield grabs at it and pulls it out, and it's almost like a and
Oh, God.
effectively, I mean, Shield is at 0 hit points and now is in a state of
incapacitated.
death. He's incapacitated.
Okay.
The powered down version just like kind of drops the orb, just and you see the other orb beside him, the non-damaged one.
Oh, I handed it to her. She has
Oh, you
it.
handed it to.
I
Sorry.
have it.
So Orsina, what are you doing?
Grab a marker and draw on his face. I'm just kidding. I guess I'll take the orb and try to like drop it in there.
Okay.
Hope for the best.
Can you roll me a sleight of hand?
Sleight of hand? Why?
Play an operation.
Well, it was nice knowing you guys
That
all.
is a 16 cluster. 16.
Okay. It's the most difficult part of this is the hulking form of Shield kind of hunched over. You are like holding him up with one hand and trying to like, you're moving his chest cavity, and you're with the other hand you're trying to like put in this docent, and the docent gets pushed in, and you hear like a and you hear almost like a tick, 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 and then Shield just kind of powers back up.
Hello? Shield? Did I do
Did
it right?
work?
I don't know. You tell me.
And I'll like try to zap something. It appears to have worked. Excellent.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Why
close
did
my
you ask
chest.
me and not Borok? You were kind of heavy, but I did it. But
Of the 4 of you, you are the strongest. I required protection while I was offline.
oh, I don't think so. But thanks. Thanks for trusting me.
I could go through the tactical analysis if you prefer.
No, I think we should go back and help the town if you're good to go.
You are also
Are you
the
good to
most
go?
concerned about the casualties in town.
Why do you say that?
It concerns me that we are sparing the one called Perry.
Well, I don't know Perry. Never met him, but it seems like Borak and Cypher has something that we don't know about him.
The trade of one life for the multitude of casualties he's caused does not compute to me.
What if he's not in control?
That is why I said I will fix him.
And you fix him? Can you bring him back?
I believe I can. With the information stored on this docent that you helped install, I have some new tools that I had to trade for some old ones.
Interesting. And how do we do that? What can we do?
It will require getting into his head.
Mm-hmm.
The attempt we made before was clumsy.
Right, because it didn't work.
It could have, but it probably would not have worked the way we wanted. Now, I believe that I can fix him without harming him.
Okay.
And then we will discuss justice.
I think that's fair. So how can I help you in this?
When I try to get in his head, he will fight back. I need help with his defenses being lowered.
I might have something, but I am tired and I will need a long rest.
We can attempt tomorrow.
Okay. And are we telling the rest of the group the plan? Or...
I am reluctant currently. I will tell them that I have a plan to fix him.
But we don't elaborate.
I do not want to get their hopes up.
Okay.
You
Okay.
hear the crunching of snow approaching you, Orsina, and you see the now soot-covered form of Oron and the and Moon, the crescent bear. Oron, the furbolg, kind of looks behind a tree and goes, "Oh, hey there, guys. Hope I'm not interrupting anything here."
I required repairs. And I'll pick up the damaged docent and just...
Oh, well, looks like you're good now there, eh?
Indeed. This will need to be burned.
Do you guys have a second here real quick if I could just talk to you?
He'll just look to
Yeah.
Orsina.
He pads over quickly, and Moon kind of hops now over in the snow towards you, Orsina, and he goes,
I'll pick Moon
Shield,
up.
Shield, I just wanted to say, thanks for saving me out there. I thought I was a goner.
I do not understand. You were in danger.
I mean, Moon was in trouble, and the stable boy got taken, and I was trying to defend him, and the last moments I remember was just this wave of the infected coming over me, and I thought I was a goner, and you and eventually Orsina came out and took care of them for me. So I wanted to thank the both of you while you're here. And he pulls out something from his satchel, and it's like a little wrapped cloth. And he reveals it, and it's a little like diamond shaped gold pendant set with like a round opal in the center. And he goes, Orsina, I'm gonna give this to you, okay? You gotta keep Moon safe. Clearly there's something bigger here than meets the eye to this little bear in you, and I can't see him get hurt. I hope you understand that. And he hands this over to you. It's just like a little pendant, and he goes to explain, you gotta take your time with it, understand it, and put a word to it so Moon can be kept safe. So essentially what it is, he gave you something called, like, I'll put it in your inventory, but it's called the Pendant of Pastures. And it's essentially will keep Moon protected. It'll bring him in, and it'll take him to a place called the Plain of Pastures, where he's kept. And if the pendant is destroyed, though, the creature's brought back to the plane.
Okay, but the creature is not dead if pendant is destroyed.
No, he's brought back here. Right.
Wow, no, I totally understand. And you've done such a great job taking care of Moon while we're out there fighting. And I'm so glad that you're still alive.
Well,
Yes.
It's now up to you guys. I'm gonna go back with the tribe.
I require one more favor.
Yeah?
I hand him the crushed dozen. This must be burned. I fear it is infected.
Okay. He has kind of a cloth around it, and he's like, all right, I'll take care of that. Yeah, no problem. Yeah. And he's like, when I get back to my tribe, I'll make sure we take care of this. And
Shield?
It is important that it be done quickly.
Infected? Shield?
We fought infected beings. I was damaged.
But you're
There's
not
a chance-
infected.
Me?
Are you
No.
infected?
Diagnostics would indicate not. However, I could not discern the condition of my former docent. Therefore, we should be cautious.
I can burn it right now if you want.
That would be best.
Okay, or put it on the ground. And then I can just light a fire and burn it.
okay. Oren just places it, and you just set it up, and you can, when you see the pieces fall, Orsina, there are some infected pieces on there of the geolucent of the geodes on there, and you hear them cracking and popping as the fire goes.
We should probably tell the group. I think maybe Cypher and Borok has more information on why that is, because
That could have been dangerous for everyone if it was left unattended.
well, we can
We
just
should-
tell them that we barely.
We
burned
should
it.
let them know.
Okay, let's just jump back to the rest of the crew here. Tobias, you're by Elric's bedside, and you see there's this massive, almost like not infected the way we know infected, but it is a blackened, almost burned wound, and that's being addressed. Like his coat's off, and the clerics are working on him as they continue, and he keeps going. Terrible, tell him. He kind of grabs the side of you and pulls you towards the bed, and make sure you tell There of all what happened here, and the clerics are trying to say like they've already been warned. They've been warned. They've been notified of the attack. What are you doing?
Well, I'll reassure him that you have no worry, my friend. The message has already gone out, but I will see to it personally that the message will get to him if it hasn't already.
And he just lets go of your shirt and just lays down and passes out. And then he also opens his eyes real quick, and looks at you and goes,
Oh.
You can have my coat. Thank you so much.
Can't even hide his excitement. Look at this.
I don't know what to say. This is probably one of the best gifts I've ever been given. I appreciate it very much, and I'll take very good care of your coat.
I owe you way more than this, but until next time. Lays over and goes back to sleep.
And I lean over to one of the clerics. So, what's the diagnosis here?
It's quite early to tell, but it looks like he was hit with some sort of necrotic energy, and it will take some time and some prayers, but we will ensure that he is looked after.
And prayers? You'll make sure he makes it, right?
I can't guarantee he will, but we will try our best.
I grab him by the collar, pull him in close, and I said, "You cannot let this man die. You hear me? Please do your best."
Yes. Yes, of course. He snaps his fingers, and you see more clerics coming over, and they're already starting to attend to him. Please, we need the room, if that's all right with you.
I'm out of your hair. You do your work. And I kind of back away.
Okay.
With the coat.
Borok. With your coat. Borok. Cypher, what are you guys doing?
Well, I'm going to sit by Perry. You said he's flanked by guards at the moment?
Yeah. Yes, there's
All right.
2 guards on either side of him, and they are keeping him pretty close to Mirage's brothel. Madame Mirage is there, and they're keeping an eye on him.
Gentlemen, can we have him take a seat?
They
Is
look
there
at
a
each
table
other
or
and-
something like that we can pull up here?
Bring him one of a chair. You see a guy go inside, a guard go inside and come back out with a chair, and just puts it in front of him. And Perry takes a seat. Just
I'll look at him and go, I know it's been a while, and, I feel like shit that we lost you. I truthfully don't know what happened that day. I know you're still in there somewhere, and we're going to try and fix you as best we can. Maybe this will help a little bit, and I'll grab the bag of holding and pull out a couple of my little figurines, and I'll just kind of set them in front. Do you remember these? I whittle them away and make them and all that kind of stuff. Anything? Spent many nights you making fun of me for it.
his manacled hand comes up to the table and touches one with a little rabbit and kind of moves it around, and no much more of a response other than that right now.
Do you remember that night where I ended up having to fight Thode back at the camp? And afterwards, we partied and reveled for, I mean, hours and hours until the wee hours of the morning. And Denasi, with her flaming red hair, took a liking to you and picked you up and danced around with you and all that. Do you remember that?
Can you roll persuasion with advantage?
Natural 17. Plus 1. 18.
With the mention of Denasi, you see a little bit of your old friend come back. He perks up and he looks up with a kind of like a half smile with his pale skin, and he goes, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. How about this? And I'll take out his talking doll, put it in front of him. Remember this guy?
This doll is ragged and worn and dirty from where you found it in that hovel, and he takes the arm of it and he pulls the string, and you hear, "Hello."
That's all. That's how you used to talk, man. So, I know you're still in there. We're gonna try and get you out. All right. Is there anything that you can tell me that would be important about more attacks coming, or where we can best find the person that did this to you? Is there anything you can tell us is going to help? I promise I will do everything in my power to make sure that we get you back to normal and that you're all right.
He's coming for all of Vermain. He wants it all.
Do you know which city's going to get hit next? Which city's going to get hit the hardest?
I don't know, the one with platinum hair.
Platinum hair.
She's the one that took me. She took me from the library, and they've kept me. They kept me in this facility, and they did things to me.
I know, man. Where is this facility? We'll get them. We'll get them.
It's in Ulmathos.
Ulmathos.
But Borak. Oh, and he grabs at you, and the guards immediately jump into action. He says,
"It's all right.
You can't go by yourself. You can't.
Well, we won't be by ourselves."
He has a beast that he wants all the magic. He wants all the magic. He can't have it. He can't take it. He wants all the magic.
Perry, what does this flower do? Is there something it can do to help? Why were you looking so hard for it?
It was for my brother. It was for my brother, for our potion. It wasn't.
Okay. I want you to try and fight this in your mind as best as you can. I'm going to be right here with you. If you don't, they're going to try and kill you, Perry. I'm not going to lie to you or sugarcoat it or anything like that. So I need you to try and fight harder than you've ever fought before. All right?
See
Until we can figure this out.
a wince of pain flash across his face again, and he looks at you and goes, "I'm trying, Bo, but he's in there. He's in there,
I know
and
you're
he knows of one of your friends. He knows of him." And he points his finger and he points at Tobias, who's walking out of the infirmary in a new coat.
What do you mean knows of him?
He sees him.
Because the magic.
That's all he says. He keeps telling me right now. He sees you through me. He's telling me terrible things. He tells me he wants him. He wants his power. You took one of his. You took one of his. You took one of ours. And then he smashes his hand on the table, and the guards pull him back. He's like, "You need to leave. You need to leave right now."
All right, I need you to blindfold his eyes, please.
They take out a cloth and they tie it around him.
And you're going to need to just put some sort of gauze or something like that in his ears, just so he doesn't hear anything as well. We don't know how this lich sees through them, but obviously he does. So take it as anything that he can see or hear, that thing can see or hear. And we'll try and figure it out from there.
Right. You see them immediately start to kind of crowd around him and move from there. Cypher, what are you doing during this?
I would probably first have just been seeing if there's anywhere I can help with healing and like sparing the dying or something. If there's any children that need distractions, I'd probably just like do little silent images to entertain them and kind of distract them. And as I hear and see Bo talking to Parrot, I would keep myself close enough to be in earshot, and also just like to hear what's going on and step in and help if I need to. That's just what I would be doing.
Right.
Just listening.
So you were kept busy most of the time, darting back and forth in the infirmary, assisting the wounded, assisting the clerics with the wounded, and unfortunately, there's too many wounded to stop and help the children that are sitting there and crying. But you caught the tail end, the outburst from Perry, before the guards moved him around, and you see Bo standing up kind of from the table, as they crowd around him to cover Perry up. At this time, Shield, Orsina, Tobias, you all kind of back in the town square in front of Madame Mirage's, all within the vicinity of each other.
I just go over and give Bo a big hug. We're gonna figure this out.
What happened?
Nothing.
What? No, it's all right. Perry's still in there. Here's the information I got. There's a woman with platinum blonde hair that kept him prisoner in Ulmathos. They're going after all the large cities. And apparently this lich is coming for Tobias and wants his power.
Why Tobias?
Why me?
My assumption is, and what I've pieced together, is that this thing is after all magical beings and wants to take over all of the main. So I know that I have a little bit of magic, and a couple of these other ones have some magic, but as far as I can tell, Tobias is the only one that studies in the wizarding crafts.
Well, also, Tobias, you touched that ore or that eye, and
Yeah.
Curious.
you,
The ring.
maybe created. Oh, thank you, the ring. I think you might have created a bit of a connection, unfortunately.
Oh.
This
Well,
is
that's not
concerning.
ideal, is it?
No.
So far, it hasn't done anything bad. So far,
I mean,
That's
I
good
haven't
news.
really felt anything since the first time I put the ring on, but
yeah.
what did your friend say exactly about that?
Well, it's mad. It wants to take one of us, namely you, because we took one of its people.
Oh, an eye for an eye.
Yeah. So we have a couple options here. Also, this thing, they have a beast of some sort. He said, don't go there alone.
You will not go there alone.
No.
Did he say what kind
You
of
could
beast?
certainly try, but I would not let him.
We didn't get into the logistics of the beast itself.
And it's guarding the facility, I'm assuming, in Umethos?
Maybe. All I know, Perry is still in there. I did make a connection with him, and he's only got, he has a few seconds to minutes before its mind is taken over again. But if we can get the other part out, then I think Perry can be a pretty massive asset when trying to figure out where we need to go and who we need to, or where we need to go first, where we need to protect first, and generally what's kind of going on with this whole bullshit.
How did you know that Perry could exert control?
Well,
Did you
I
witness
brought
this?
back. I did. I brought back things that only he could remember, and times that we had together, and some items that he was very fond of, and that seemed to help.
So, if this entity, this lich, is able to know through Perry, like what Perry sees, and now I have this connection, does that mean he can essentially use me as a conduit to see what we're doing?
I have no idea. I mean, I think that would come with some mind control, or you hearing voices in your head or something along those
I'm
lines.
still capable of maintaining and controlling all my faculties, but that is
Then
concerning.
I have a
that's good
possible
sign.
solution.
I want an insight check Tobias to see if he's being honest.
Good call.
Oh.
Good call.
Oh no.
see if it's you talking. Oh no, it was only a 4 on the dice. Fuck. So 10 total. Can I guidance myself? That would make it 13.
I'll guidance you.
13. I guess I can't really know that I'm doing it. I'm passively
Yeah.
checking. My passive insight is 16, though.
With that, Tobias, I don't know how I want to do this. I don't want to
What is this smile?
What are you presenting right now?
What's happening?
How are you presenting right now? I guess, Tobias.
How am I presenting? I like to lead with my hips, so I think I'm kind of, my back might be arched a little bit.
Of course.
Just palms
So he's standing
out.
there like this. Like,
Can we take a break?
Pelvis out.
No. Okay, I'm fine.
But yeah, that's how I'm presenting.
okay. Well, Tobias, are you telling the truth?
I am, at least to my knowledge, I am.
Okay. All right.
I believe that what I'm saying is truthful.
Okay.
I may have a
Speaking of,
solution.
sorry, hold on. Sorry, Shield. I think
Yes.
we should tell them what happened with your sphere thing.
Hey, wait, you're not a star bear anymore.
That was so cool.
I know, right? Never
That
happened
was
before.
so beautiful.
So crazy.
You were like a
You can
galaxy
cast that
right
into
down
it.
here on Earth.
I know. I need to figure out how I did that because it just happened.
Yeah,
That's
like a
pretty
new
cool,
spell
pretty
called
cool.
Cosmic Bear. So cool.
Anyway, sorry to
So, Shield, maybe you can explain this better because I don't really know what
Yeah,
that
something
sphere
about
is.
Shield Ball. What was it?
But yeah, Shield. What is the sphere thing? And
My docent was damaged in the
Docent.
battle. I needed
Is
to
that like
replace
a
it.
what's your docent? Is that like a sex
It
thing?
is it only if,
What?
the only if programmed to be.
Oh, okay.
We're in a weird mood tonight.
Only if
The
programmed to
docent
be.
of a Warforged contains its experience, its skills, and to some extent its memories.
So it's like your mind.
That is a flawed but reasonable analogy.
Thank you.
It's got
Got it.
crystals in it, and we
That's
burnt
my
it.
MO. Flawed but reasonable.
My previous docent was damaged and it turned out to be infected. I had a spare. I've put it in. It has changed my skill set. This previous version of myself was less focused.
Does this model have different memories then?
No.
Okay.
No, my core memories are stored natively.
Okay.
For example,
Not
I see
allowed.
who you are.
Yes.
I thought it was
so
weird that it
you
got
were
infected.
infected?
Hmm
Yes.
Your
I burnt
metal
it.
bits had geo bits?
I burnt it,
Yes.
and there was purple crystals popping and crackling in there.
That's new.
Hmm
Indeed.
Or is it? No, wait, we've come across
I
inanimate objects getting
I
infected.
believe inanimate objects still get infected.
Yes. Not to say you're an inanimate object, but
No,
not
I
fleshy.
am mobile.
Fleshy.
I am not fleshy.
Organic.
That is
So, did you get attacked differently than the rest of us did? Did you take more direct
Did you get
hits?
Did you get stabbed in the docent's area?
it is unclear. I
Because,
suggested that it be burned out of precaution,
like
and
we've
it
all
turned out
taken hits from geodes, but never got infected, right?
Ooh.
Yeah, I guess so.
Have we
It would-
actually like get touched though by geode?
it would be
mean-
worth noting the difference between myself and the four of you as a possible explanation.
Yeah, what would that difference
Yeah.
be?
Metally bits versus fleshy
I
bits.
am made of metal. You are not.
He's hard, we're
Tobias,
soft.
if shield could eye roll, I think that's the closest thing to it.
Yeah.
As you all are talking, you hear a commotion coming from the house where you originally came through, which was the manor. And coming down from the hill, you see the elderly form of Theraval, the elf from Ormkirk the advisor to the king. He
Oh
is
damn!
walking with a cane, and he's flanked by Alistair and the Ormkirk guard. They are the King's Guard are walking beside him.
Ooh, Alistair
And-
and Mirage reunion.
The frantic look on Alistair's face as he's running through the snow, kind of just going past them, and he's like, Mirage, where are you, my darling? Mirage. And you hear the door open up from Madame Mirage's, and she comes out. He breathes a sigh of relief. Oh, my darling, you're okay. Oh, what happened here? And you can see Theraval not even paying attention to Alistair and Mirage. he's beelining directly towards you.
And I start beelining towards him, whipping the tail of the coat behind me as it flaps in the breeze.
Elf dad.
Just immediately,
Yeah.
just like, just walking forward.
I'll just look at the rest of you and go, I don't think this is a good idea, but I'm going to be sitting here and watching it just because I'm very curious as this
Well,
turns out.
what could go wrong? It's just Elf Dad. He sent us on this mission.
I just
Is
meant
this
the way
man
your
Tobias
father?
is the way Tobias is marching over there
Oh,
like a
Sir,
big old cock in a hen house. Just
he has a new coat. It's really going to his head.
Yeah.
I said,
Should we maybe
sir.
take the coat away?
Yes, I'm.
We would have to fight a rabid Tobias for that.
You can see
That
he's
seems
out of breath.
counterproductive.
He's just.
I'll
Tobias,
hurry after him.
Yes. What happened here?
Well, nothing good. I'll tell you that much. There was an attack on the town by one of the Geolucent characters, one of the probes we've been calling them.
Yes.
And essentially there was houses got burned, people got killed and infected. The injury ward is pretty full at this point. And here we are. We were able to fight him back. We actually have him here with us, and he knows one of the members of our party.
can I?
There's a relationship.
I'm hearing this. I assume.
Yeah, it's all within pretty ears.
Yeah.
He only walked like maybe 5 or 10 steps before Theraval had met him from you
Yeah.
guys.
Just
Theraval,
not the
if
player.
I can chime in here.
Yes, yes.
So it
This is
seems
a friend.
a friend of mine, an old acquaintance and adventuring partner from a couple of years ago. Well, he ended up getting kidnapped, I guess is the best way to put it. We couldn't find him for quite a long time. It's been a year and a bit. And I guess he was taken to Ulmathos, and they slowly turned him and tortured him and all that kind of stuff. His mind and his faculties are still partially there, and I would like to see if we can cure him of this rot or disease or whatever the hell it is, because I think he could aid us in weakening the enemy and trying to figure out their next steps. I have to keep him blindfolded, or we have to keep him blindfolded and his ears plugged, because it seems like the Lich can see through him or is connected to him and can speak to him in his mind, and is basically slowly driving him insane. So that's where we're at with this one.
You can see he's visibly overloaded from the information you just dropped on him, and he takes his glasses off and just rubs the bridge of his nose and puts it to the side of the temple.
Yeah. Also, your crypt was lovely.
Yeah.
You
it's
have the
quite
map.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
We killed your brother. I assume that was your brother.
Oh. Yes.
Yeah.
Hold on one
You're-
minute.
you're-
There's
Is
two
this
things I need to process there.
Yeah, that was really direct.
Who are
Yeah.
you? And you hear from behind him after the reunion with Mirage, Alistair turns around and almost is just, his jaw could hit the floor. He's like, Shield of Berkton. And he just immediately goes up to you and starts grabbing your arm and trying to lift it. And he's just like, and you can hear him muttering, the chassis, and all of a sudden, look at all
please
the
do-
fabulous.
Shit.
You're real.
this is
You're real.
this is very uncalled for.
Invasive is the word you're looking for.
Fangirling.
Thank you.
You
Invasive.
You see Theraval lift up his cane and just put it on the side of his shoulder and pull Alistair back. And he goes, "One moment, Alistair. Alistair's alive."
No.
No.
I mean,
No, that's what I
wasn't-
said. We killed
He
him.
wasn't
He was
really
a probe.
alive in the first place.
He was an undead probe.
Very
Was he
infected.
undead? He wasn't
yeah.
undead.
Well,
He was
Something
crystallized.
Like that.
clearly
He was
not gonna kill
crystallized.
them.
And he was a purple robe working for the Lich that's trying to kill everyone and take everyone's magic.
Yeah.
Point
We
is, he's
neutralized
dead
the
now.
threat.
He said I think he said he reached out to you one time, but that wasn't well received or something. I can't remember.
His remains
Well,
are
we don't
still in
wanna
the
get into
crypt if
family
you would like to
drama.
inspect them.
Yeah.
This explains a lot.
Sending letters, but you have not been getting them for some reason. You thought he was dead. He wasn't.
However, he was very
Can we
infected.
find a place where we can speak inside? Rather quickly.
Yeah.
Okay.
As
He
we
hurries.
go, I'm
Yeah?
I'm going to hold Barak back just for a second.
Okay, the group pulls into Mirage's brothel, where it's kind of become like a little bit of a sanctuary, as it were. Shield, Borak, go ahead.
I'm just going to quietly say, I believe I can fix Perry. My previous
Fix,
attempt
or
was,
are you going to try and kill him?
I promised I would fix him before justice.
That's right. I do believe you in that. Okay, how do you think you can fix him?
The new set of skills that I have just loaded comes with some magic. I am now partially what you would call a wizard.
You're a wizard, Harry.
My name is not Harry.
Yes, Shield. Sorry. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm out of options on. Why did I just go English? I'm out of options on my end. So, yeah. I mean,
I will
it's-
warn you,
It's as good as anything for me.
the experience for him will not be pleasant. However, if I'm successful, he will not remember.
I mean, it can't be much worse than what he's going through now. I'm going to be quite honest with you. And on the other end of that spectrum is death. So, yeah. All right. Fuck it.
When he is fixed, he and I will need to speak about his crimes. I am
Yes.
warning you now.
I understand that. Can we wait till after we save the world for that to happen? He would be a good ally to have in the meantime.
The punishment is not necessarily death.
Well, that's good, but we can't have him locked away.
We will fix him first, and the results of the conversation will inform that.
Okay?
He is guilty of crimes in Berkton.
Yes, he is. I will not take that away from you. We have a deal then.
Good. We will address the old elf. And he just
Elf
walks.
dad.
As
Health
you
daddy.
walk into the brothel, a long table has been set up, and Theraval, Alistair, and the rest of the crew are all sitting down there. And Theraval sits at the head of the table and goes, "This comes as quite a surprise to me, with my brother Alisar being still alive."
Well,
He is not alive. Again, we were very efficient.
so sorry
Thank
for your
you,
loss.
Shield. Was it?
Yes.
And Alistair's like, yes, a Shield. The savior of Berkton. Yeah. Thank you, Theraval. Theraval asks, or begins to kind of explain, my brother was considered lost in the accident that became Ulmathos back in the day.
Yes, he kind of explained that a little bit. That your parents disowned him, and because he was becoming quite involved with what we call the master probe, or the Lich, And there was an
This
accident. and
coincides with what
Toby's dead.
Lilith has been telling us. You remember the platinum blonde person you took in and brought to us? We have been interrogating her over these last 3 days, and
Oh, that was Lilith. Okay.
Is it going well?
She has not given up much, but
Hmm.
there are things starting to align here.
So
Yes.
that's who took Perry, allegedly.
I have a question about that. Does it seem like Lilith has a mind, like her mind is corrupted and there are moments of clarity? Or does she feel like she really genuinely wants to be involved with the Master Probe?
With whatever semblance is left of her sane mind. Yes, dog. There's a little dog in the corner just barked.
That is just Albert. He is fine.
Oh yes, sorry, Albert. With the whatever semblance of a mind that Lilith has, she has fully given herself over to this lich, as she so says.
Okay, so she stopped fighting.
Lilith
But
has
she
platinum
did
blonde hair?
say, pardon me?
Does she have platinum blonde hair? Just refresh my memory. I
Yes.
forgot what she looks
Yes,
like.
yes, she does. She has
Yeah.
platinum blonde hair. You fought her on the lake, the frozen lake. She did make mention of trying to grow the Ardor Consortium back to its normal numbers. Any of you know of the Ardor Consortium?
Yes.
We've heard of it.
We've
Come up
heard
a
of
lot
it.
lately.
Hmm.
Yeah,
No.
it's come up a lot lately.
I think you were the one that told us about it, weren't you?
Yes. Just making sure that you did not get concussed during your.
I mean, we do suffer frequent concussions.
I'm
It's my
a
understanding
perfect
that
candidate
it's-
for CTE, just so you know. So my brain.
Well,
Yeah,
are
it's-
you sure
gone.
you just
It's a
don't
collection
remember
of
that you told
sorcerers and
us?
mages, right?
Yeah.
Gathered in the
Yes.
waste that used to be called Umathos.
Yes.
And it's a part of the Belwick Academy.
Yeah.
And your father studied the ley lines, magic and power and materials, and
Yes, he did. I believe the key to finding out who the true person behind this is lies at the Belwick Academy.
All right.
Interesting.
I believe one of the record keepers, Harville Inktalon, would be the best person to speak to on this.
Harville Ink Talon.
and he's a
Yes.
professor at Belwick.
He's a lore keeper. Specifically, well, Alistair looks over at him and kind of gives him like a face like he's a glorified librarian. But he knows much history. And I believe he will have information for us that will be beneficial to our cause.
All right.
Friends, I hate to ask this of you again. I need to see and ensure that the king is informed, and I believe now is the time to get the Komodon dynasty and the Haldremian kingdom together to discuss this. This is clearly not on either side a war, but a attack from a third party, and I believe that is the Ardor Consortium.
Yes.
I've only been trying to tell both sides that for fucking 2
literally
years now, but
so much trying to tell
sorry
you
for
that.
my outburst. We've been trying to tell everybody that for fuck's sake.
No one listens to us.
Politics is quite a difficult
Difficult.
battle to navigate. They must have a strong constitution.
Sure.
Yeah.
We
Deal with a bunch of fucking
Not-
dumbasses.
Not necessarily if you've met my brother.
No offense.
I do know your
True.
brother.
Can we
And
like?
Reuben
can we,
is yes.
Can we like make life hard for him for a bit? Like really
For
hard.
Reuben.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
believe
like-
he is
Put him in
On
way
a-
over his head on something.
I believe Reuben is out right now, back with his family. But we can talk about this at another time.
You're right. Sorry.
It's no problem at all. Do you know of any other groups or people we should bring to this discussion? We're going to need everyone.
I mean, my tribe, obviously the Bloodhounds. That's gonna be
Where do
I
they
mean-
remain?
Timaravi Plains, near the Comadon dynasty. Comadon and them are kind of in like a bit of a stalemate at the moment. They're kind of nice to each other. Yeah.
I don't think you want any help from my background. It's just an orphanage with a bunch of children. They're not very helpful.
I'm not from here.
Children make excellent spies. Do not underestimate them.
He's right.
I believe we
All the
don't. We
children-
need warriors now, and
True, but yeah.
Okay. Well, on that
Listen,
note, my
You should never trust a small child begging.
Don't trust children,
No
period.
judgment.
They're
if
monsters.
you've been around me for long enough, you know that you can't trust small children.
This is
Mhm.
common knowledge, I thought.
Yeah.
Tobias, yes, you were saying.
I just would like to continue to hear about the children here. No, that's it. All right.
Children are our
Uh,
future.
Seriously, though, my mother has a house god that, I mean, it would require me actually speaking to my mother, but I could see if we could possibly utilize a number of them.
Now, I hope I'm not painting this with a broad brush, but your father is Haskell, is he not?
That is correct, sir.
He once sat at the Belwick Academy.
Oh.
That was another lifetime ago, but yes.
Let me think on this, and maybe we can find a way to bring the families together, as it were. I will have the court send out a message to Reuben and see if we can organize something.
Tell him
We
that
have
he
this.
sucks.
Will do.
I don't think we
We have the sending stones. Yes, one of you does. I will send orders over, but I do ask if you have time. If we can get information from the Belwick Academy, it would be beneficial, but I don't want to tell you where you need to be or where you need to go. It is entirely up to you.
I mean, we wanted to go to the Belwick Academy anyway.
And if you're saying there's a lore keeper there that can give us more information, that would be helpful.
So that works out. But I'm going to need someone to help escort or keep my mother safe, who is here at the moment, until we get back.
Of course. We will bring her back to Ormkirk and keep her in the king's apartments, not locked up like we did with you. We have changed our ways, and
Oh, that's
Um,
right. I forgot
we
about
will
that.
make
Good.
we will make sure that she's taken care of.
It's
that-
a crazy
did those
old
ways
man that kind of
change?
looks like me, but not like me, but like more of a human version of me, but older and stuff. If he comes looking for her, you don't know where she is.
I highly doubt he'll be able to get past the gates at this point.
That's
We've
good.
locked
All right.
things down incredibly tight now for the safety of Ormkirk.
Good call.
Yes. So
Do you need the map?
Yes, I would love to keep that for safekeeping.
How does it help
Can
us
I-
again?
Do you mind if I have it here?
Can I insight check?
Go ahead.
Still don't trust him, eh?
Don't trust no one.
That's a 9.
My passive
Seems
insight's
genuine.
still 16.
Seems genuine. Just wants to look at the map.
All right.
So,
Takes the map out and he unfurls it. It almost looks like a pearlescent kind of glow to it, and it's the map of Vermain. But you see it dotted with not notings of towns or anything. It's just there's areas dotted. You see, Tobias, you would notice close to where your family is, the lake where you all fought the ice giant. There's a dot there. There is a dot in Berkton. Borak, in you being a part of the Commodon dynasty, you saw the dot in the capital that you were at, where you fought the first purple robe. And there's a smattering of other dots throughout here, and they all intersect and coalesce in one spot near the Temravi Plains. And Theraval puts his finger down on the map and says, "This is why he wants it.
Is that the case?
All the magic in Vermain, the wild magic in Vermain, coalesces in the wastes."
is that near Umathos, or is that
That's
near?
where Umathos is. That's where the accident happened.
We're gonna need to warn my people about
Umathos
all that.
is a place in the wastes, and your tribe is in the wastes.
My
The-
tribe is on the Temravi Plains.
Yeah.
The wastes are near the Temravi Plains. If I'm correct, would this be the cave that we first?
No. So,
No. Okay.
Borak, you growing up in the Temravi Plains, there was always a border, essentially, that you would never pass.
Gotcha.
You would hear horror stories of monsters, whatnot getting there. It was pretty much parents just telling stories to
Gotcha.
not have children go around the
Right.
sharp, jagged rocks there. But Theraval says Ulmathos was a thriving continent there hundreds of years ago. A thriving political power, and it was shattered the moment the Ardor Consortium did something there. We don't know. With very little information that's been brought out, and that's why I believe something at the Belwick Academy will hold a key to this.
All right. Well,
And then the Belwick Academy, they've had some people from the Belwick Academy have gone to the Artem Consortium. Is that the connection?
The Ardor Consortium's hundreds of years old, and
No, I know,
now
but what's the connection between Belwick and the Artem Consortium?
they were a group of sorcerers and magic users that believed themselves better than the Belwick Academy, not being a part of their actual rules. They believed that wild magic was the way to harness true power, and they were
left
expelled
Belwick.
from
Yes, okay.
the Belwick Academy. Who these people are, I don't know, but this is something that my father always told me about growing up.
all right then. Well, I guess the Belwick Academy is where we head first. Is there a way that you can get us there hastily?
Absolutely. We will get you right at the front door through the teleportation circles.
Oh, damn.
That's what I fucking love to hear. All right.
You will jump from Berkton to Ormkirk, and then you will speak to the porter there, and he will take you to the Belwick Academy portal. You have the seal that I presented you. You are free to go.
Yes.
All right.
It is clear that this issue must be resolved for Berkton to remain safe.
Hmm.
I will offer you the entire might of Berkton.
We
It's all in
thank
shields
you.
and guns.
We thank you for the blades.
Yes. No.
Now,
Oh.
just,
I offer
just to
you
be
me.
clear, I was gonna say that's a little misleading because isn't that just you?
He's pretty.
You
He's
can-
pretty good though.
That was
You hear like a
really-
little excited squeal from Alistair, and
I love it when you're accidentally boastful. It's my favorite thing.
I do not understand.
It's okay.
I know. That's the best part.
Theraval looks over at you and goes, says to all of you, "When you arrive, tell them you are brought by Theraval Cianandel, and you're here to speak to Headmistress Coventina Blythewood."
And then Ovatina Lythewood.
Coventina Blythewood. That's the best change up of words.
Coventina.
Your names are the
Co-
best. Peter.
Coventina?
Say it again.
What? Put it in the chat. Coventina Blythewood.
Oh, thank you. And then
Oh,
we're
I got the
also
first
talking
name
to
right.
a Harvey Inktelin.
Harville
Inktalon.
Inktalon.
Some great handles.
Sorry.
These were all my Xbox gamer tags growing up.
Did you use like fantasy
You
name
do seem like a
generators or something?
Coventina. It's true.
Yeah, I do.
Definitely Coventina.
That's how I name my
We're gonna take a
Skyrim
break
characters.
here. We'll take
Yeah.
a 5-minute break. As we were, folks, the conversation had just concluded with Theraval urging the team to move towards Belwick to get more information on the Ardor Consortium. While Theraval works in the background to get the king and now the Bloodhands and even the Chad family in for a discussion with the Commodon dynasty. Now, as you all are getting up from the table, you can see the Berkton guards now flanking around Perry, and another guard is beginning to wheel your mother towards the group, Borak. You can see more of a sigh of relief on her face as she sees your true form now and not your disguised form. And Shield. Theraval, Alistair walks up to you, and he, "Do you mind a moment?"
No. What can I do for you?
Is it truly you?
I do not understand the question. Who else could it be?
You're the last Warforged.
Yes. Wait. Last?
Oh. There's not many of you around. You're considered the last that we
see.
know of.
That is disappointing.
And he takes these glasses and he has like this little spectacles that kind of go and like magnifies, like, you are in remarkable condition. Would you mind at one point coming by to maybe allow me to research a little more?
You need to buy dinner for him first. Jeez. Sorry.
I am sure we can discuss it.
I believe if we can't fight off this infection by ourselves, your people might stand to help.
But I'm the last one.
Not if we make more of you.
Oh.
I have reservations.
Think about it.
My
We don't have to talk more about it now. It's
life before freedom was not pleasant. I
know. The history with the gnomes was a terrible time for the Warforged, and I assure you that those times are different now, especially under the Holdremian Kingdom. Once the gnomes joined, they are no longer a an oppressive threat.
I will have to judge that before I can agree to anything.
Absolutely. Just think on it, and we'll have a discussion later. I'm going to go sit with Mirage for a bit before we head back to Ormkirk. And
Yes.
thank you for your time.
Yes.
Now, the shield has joined the rest of the party here. What are you all doing?
Is Alistair over there fanning over you, Shield?
He
Fawning over you, sorry.
had a proposal that I am not sure
What
I am
kind of
okay with.
proposal?
He proposed? You're afraid of commitment, aren't you?
Research.
Like, because you're such a fancy robot man?
I am the last of my kind, it seems.
Oh.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Hot commodity.
The years I spent inactive, it is not unreasonable to think that I would be the last. The lifespan of a Warforged is unpredictable. He has asked that he research me in order to build more.
How do you feel about that? You feel it's risky?
My life before freedom was not pleasant.
Oh.
The gnomes who created me were not kind masters.
Oh. Okay, so you fear bringing more into that.
It will require concessions on freedom.
Yes, because Alistair had mentioned thinking that you'd be very efficient in helping with the war against the geodes. But with what just happened, you might be more prone to infection? Then I'm-
Uncertain.
And if that's the case, it would be almost like we can't just build an army of sentient beings and then say, go to war! It would be their choice. And if the expectation was that they would, that's not going to go well.
The early results indicate that only my core is infectable. However, we will have to see.
You're all saying this as the King's Guard is escorting your mother and Perry. What are you all doing with Perry, if I may ask, during this?
Oh.
Well, I think that Shield's got an option here that could bring Perry back. So
Oh.
I'd say we take Perry up to. I'll talk to guards and say, bring Perry up to one of the rooms upstairs. We have something to try here.
Wait, one question. Didn't Shield already try? I thought he already tried to do this.
I have acquired new tools.
Oh. What, like a scalpel or?
It is better that you know less.
Oh.
I don't love that.
Yeah.
You're all walking, and Theravol's beside you all and overhears you and says, what is the issue with Perry, or what have you trying to do?
Perry seems to still be fighting the Lich control. He comes in and out of states of consciousness where he's in control, and others where he's a raving crazy man.
My plan is to remove the influence of the Lich.
Interesting.
Which he has
And-
tried and failed, but
As you can
apparently he
see,
could do it now.
he's also actually has geodes in him. So it's like, is he going to become an infected? Is this an infected, but just a more sentient version? It's very confusing.
Master Shield, if I may,
Yes.
have you thought of speaking with the chirurgeons in Belwick as well?
I am unaware of them, so no.
The scholars chirurgeons are, for lack of a better word, magical doctors, if you were. They research these things. Maybe they can assist you as well.
My plan is to enter his mind and remove the message that controls him. It should be simple enough.
Whoa. You can do that kind of magic?
Yes.
Wow, well, AI is coming for my job.
I can teach you. You're a wizard.
Well, that would be nice. Share the knowledge, my friend. Maybe I'll show you a thing or two. But probably not.
Yes. It would be advantageous for us to compare spell books sooner rather than later.
Absolutely. Let's do that on a... Well, I guess it's a short portal ride, so maybe before that.
We will maybe deal with more pressing matters before accumulating knowledge.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Would you want Perry to come with you then?
I think
Belwick
it depends.
under God?
I can perform the, for lack of a better term, operation right now, should we need to.
And then if you need my help, I will need a long rest before I can help you.
I can perform the operation tomorrow, should we need to.
Do we think we have, I mean, we don't have time for much, but do you think we can try and get some rest, be better suited for tomorrow? It's a full day of traveling. Well, I mean, a few hours of traveling. Who knows what we're going to run into there?
Peter,
this will
what
only
time
be...
of day is this right now?
It's later in the evening, and you might need to... You'd be traveling by portal, so it would be instantaneous for where you are. Theraval says, well, I can supply one of the King's Guards to go with you to do the operation tomorrow with the chirurgeons if you go to Belwick, or you're more than welcome to stay the night here and then move the next day. It's entirely up to you.
I'll leave that decision to the magic users.
I mean, I'm tapped
If
out.
I may.
Right.
If I may, it may be wiser to perform this procedure here in case I cannot remove the influence of the Lich. There is less around if he escapes.
I don't think he's going to escape. I mean, he's manacled. He's got a blindfold on. He's got earplugs.
He is a wizard.
Then we gag him as long as he can't do somatic, verbal, or the other component.
I think
we should be fine.
shields. I mean, I think that if we can contain it here, that's probably our at least best bet. Let's not spook anybody else.
Do we do it here? Where can we have the best chance of success? That should be the priority. I'm confident we can get him there.
I can guarantee no success either place. Theraval, pipes in. If you feel as to not, I mean, Master Shield does have a point. You're bringing a severely influenced man into a magical sanctum. I don't know what that would do. It was merely just a suggestion on my part, but the more I think about it, the more I am swayed to believe that we might need to do it here, where the Lich's eyes have been cast already and not cast them any further and bring any potential harm to anyone else. Once again, this is entirely up to you all.
And if it doesn't work, then we can always ask the Scourgeons when we get there.
It is better to have more data when consulting experts than less.
All right. Well,
Okay.
sounds like it's pretty settled then. Let's shack up here for the night, which gives me more time with my mother, which I'm good with that. And we will reconvene first thing to get this done.
If you don't mind, I'm going to head back to Ormkirk to start the discussions on my end. Master Chad, I will speak to the Chad family to see if we can have some sort of parlay with them. And Master Grimsky, I will speak to whomever I can with the Bloodhands. I will
It
send
would be Chief
rider.
Dolva is who you'll be looking for.
Dolva, yes.
Hold on a second. And I'll rummage around my bag and I'll give him one of my figurines with my initials
Okay.
on the bottom of it. And I'll just say, just tell him I sent you. Tell him that Bo said that we finally figured out this situation.
Okay.
And to do what they said. We'll see him soon.
Okay. Sounds fantastic. Thank you. I will not be doing the riding of my age, but I will be sending someone out there.
Yeah, I'm just giving this to you because they might shoot on sight if they don't have something. So, yeah.
Understand. Little elf, good to see you with a new companion beside you. And he mentions Moon beside you and says, keep safe and we will see you all on the morrow, or I will be in touch. He has the map and he goes to put it in his bag and he begins to walk off. Okay. So, explain to me what you all are doing right now. Are you going to be bedding down for the night?
I am.
I
Well,
will be.
I mean-
What time is it?
Yeah.
Is it late enough for that? Is it like...
It's evening after all the combat and the discussions. It's getting close to evening.
Yeah, so Tobias will grab a quick bite. It doesn't need to be anything fancy, just some to fill my belly, and yeah, have a drink and then go to bed.
Okay. All right.
I'll ask Cypher. Do you mind helping me out with my mother? She needs, cleaned up and cared for, and
Of course.
there's certain parts of that I'm a little too bashful to work around, I guess.
That I am happy to help with
right,
whatever
thank you.
you and she may require.
All right.
Orsina, what are you doing?
I'm gonna... Is the barn all, like, destroyed and stuff?
The bar in the inside is not destroyed.
The barn, sorry. Or the
Oh,
stables.
the barn?
The
The stables are in a state of disarray, yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask Mirage if there's something for Moon to eat, and then if I could take Moon to sleep with me tonight, because there's no stables.
Of course. Mirage, absolutely, there's no problem here. 1 second, Dad, give me a second. You see Alistair's just there, like, just kind of right there. I'm in the middle of something. Thank you. Yes, here. Here's some berries, and I'm assuming, like, I have raw fish. I guess it's gonna go bad anyways, so here you go. And
Moon, do you want that?
you hear like a in the background, and he just, before you even put the bowl down, he just like his paws are already just tucking into it, just eating like crazy. And
We forgot to feed him this whole time.
No, he was with Warren the whole time. It's fine.
If you're gonna have a pet, you
It's
gotta
fine.
feed him. You know what I mean? So
I told
from
you
there
this
though,
when we adopted.
I told you, got to take care of him.
I told you that this bear would be your responsibility.
Yeah.
I'm feeding him right now.
Tobias, you're having your drink. Tobias, when you go to bed, the familiar dream that you had before of you being buried, you're in a shallow grave and dirt is being poured into you, poured on top of you, and you try to speak, you try to move your hands, but you cannot cast a spell to save your life. You hear a voice. I can give you the power that you need.
Is this the Lich? Hello?
More dirt
Voice?
piles on top of you. You feel it pushing onto your chest.
If your power is the power of corruption that we have been witnessing, don't want any part in it.
You will give yourself over to me.
Oh, well, that's quite the assumption. I wasn't going to give myself over to anybody freely, that's for sure.
You feel what is like a slap across your face as you're sleeping.
Oh.
Don't backtalk. Give yourself over.
No.
The dirt continues to pile on top of you.
How are you
On
doing
top of
this?
Oh. You should have never walked away from your parents' side. This magic that you hold is nothing compared to what I can offer you. Maybe I'll visit your parents. You feel the ground begin to loosen from you, and now you're falling.
Okay. So you're gonna go see my parents. It sounds to me like you need me more than I need you, to be quite honest.
Enough! And you feel like almost like if something grabbed your whole torso.
Ooh.
And you feel like you're being pulled forward. And as you're being pulled forward further and further, you see the glowing eyes, these massive glowing eyes. You will give yourself over.
No.
And you're let go.
You don't scare me.
As you're falling, you don't scare me. Echo. That's it for your dream there.
Wow. I am sweating.
Borok. Cypher. You take the mother of Mr. Borok and begin to dress her and kind of clean her up from a more of a disheveled state that she was in before.
I'm gonna, as we're doing, like, regale her with stories that I remember that she liked, and life events or big trap events that have happened since she's been away, and just kind of catch her up and try and act in this dark moment as comforting and lighthearted as I can. Trying to enjoy this brief respite from what's actually going on.
Okay.
I would just like accompany his stories with little silent images that I cast, kind of like a little moving picture to go along with what he's describing as I'm helping clean up and stuff.
You don't really get too much from Borok's mom in terms of like just other than just lifting her arm up, cleaning her. She's sitting down, and Borok's kind of sitting with his back turned to the tub, and you're regaling them with the stories of what you did with pictures and shadows dancing on the wall. As that begins to wind down, Cypher, she looks up at you, and all she says is, she kind of motions to her chest and goes, Harriet.
Harriet? Is what she said? I'm Cypher.
She just pats your hand.
And I pat it back. It's so nice to meet you.
She just
Your son
lets
is
you.
a handful.
You can see the semblance of a smile. And the washing continues, and she is ready for bed, and you leave Borok and his mother just to kind of get to bed. So Borok, is there anything you're doing before you bed down for the night?
No, just enjoying that. I mean, with something that I've been waiting for many years is also coinciding with a great burden that we're under. So as much as I could take this time to enjoy it, I'm going to. It's, brief few hours.
Okay. You just enjoy the last
I'm going to
few...
do all those drugs that I have too in it.
After you put your mom to bed, you get fucked up.
I get fucked up.
Don't mix up the laxative with the sleeping pill.
Yeah.
He's not taking the Medusa. No, you guys didn't buy the Medusa. So, he does partake in the gnome dust. He has some uppers, and then he crashes very hard.
Yep.
Shield, you situate yourself near Harry, who is now flanked by Kingsguard through the night. Is there anything you're doing before you power down or go on sentry mode?
Are you in there?
Harry right now is blindfolded and his ears are covered. He just kind of
Shield didn't
around.
know that though, so
okay.
Like he wouldn't see the covering in his ears under the blindfold, I don't think. If he doesn't get a response.
No, doesn't get a response.
I will see you tomorrow.
You all...
And he's not necessarily talking to Perry. That was more just a message at large.
Okay. All right. You all bed down for the night and you wake up with that long rest, so make sure you reset everything. Congratulations, you're all refreshed. But this is not just a normal morning waking up. This is a morning with determination. Shield is back right beside Perry. Tobias, how are you waking up?
Well, not in the greatest of spirits, to be quite honest. It was a weird night. It was a weird dream. I don't think it was necessarily a dream where I was in full control. I think that my dream had been hijacked. So yeah, I'm a little perturbed, and I'm waking up tired.
Okay. Go ahead.
I think because I know previous night I woke Tobias up because I think I was one of the first up, and I went and got Tobias, and I know he had a bad dream, so I'd probably check on him again this morning. Maybe knock on his door. Tobias, are you awake?
Yep.
Do you want me to look like you again?
I don't think that'll be necessary today. Thank you, though.
Are you okay?
Yeah, just dream again. Really
Again?
weird dream. Yeah.
That's not good. That's 2 nights in a row.
Yeah, this one was more involved this time, too.
Can I come in?
Mm-hmm.
I open the door. I have his face on anyway.
Is it just your face and then Cypher's body?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
That is the
it's
stuff
Tobias
of nightmares.
that looks like a fawn.
Yeah, Tobias fawn. You too could be a fawn like me. Sorry, I'm trying to be serious. I put my face back on. So another bad dream? Yeah, and it was more involved?
Yeah, I don't think that this is just a nightmare that I'm having. How do I say this? It seems like my dreams are being hijacked by someone. And I think that it's the Lich that we're dealing with here.
That's pretty wild. It was such a minimal connection, but it seems to have really rooted into something, eh?
He spoke to me, saying that I will submit. He wants me to submit.
I don't think he knows you very well. You wouldn't submit to anyone.
No, I don't submit.
No.
That's not in my nature. But
You Chads are tops.
it's the Chad way, never submit.
Never submit.
So that he threatened to go after my family.
Oh.
Little does he know, I care nothing for my family.
Okay.
No, sorry, that's not true. That's not true. But I told him that even after he said that, I wouldn't submit to him. But he wants something from me. I'm not exactly sure what it is.
Well, we're here for you, and we're gonna figure it out. Just do us all the favor and don't submit, because we don't want to have to fight you too.
Gee, your pep talks have kind of gone downhill.
Sorry. Let me try again. You know.
It's okay. I mean, this is a shitty situation.
You know you'll be okay, right?
I mean, I think I'll be okay.
No, you will be, and you're going to talk about it like you will be. You're not going to even put a seed of doubt in your mind. You're not even going to let that seed drop. You're going to be fine. It is what it is. We're going to figure it out, and there's no doubt in my mind.
The POP.
So don't let there be doubt in your mind.
Power of positivity.
Power of I'll kick his ass.
The chat begins. Borok, are you wheeling your mother out? Or are you leaving her in the room for this situation?
I'll wheel her out. I want her to be with me wherever I am, basically, and from now up until we leave. So,
Orsina, you're now attuned to the pendant of pasture. So, what's the word you're using to bring, to put Moon in a safe pasture?
Is it the same word going back?
Yep.
Oh man, it's a lot of pressure. I can't think of anything. Can I just say You know what? I'm gonna say star, because moon and star, and I'm being weird, but okay, the word is star.
You say the word star, and you see like almost like moon dissipate into this pendant that you now wear on your chest. And you say star again, and he comes back out.
Oh, good. Also, I want to do one thing. So I wake up. I know it's gonna be a long day. Potentially, will need help to help Shield. I take out my star map, and I'm gonna do a bit of meditation, and I'm gonna roll for cosmic omen. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Come on.
So it says wheel for even and woe for odd. I got an 11, so that's an odd.
Okay.
So whenever a creature I see 30 feet of me is about to make an attack roll, a saving throw, or an ability check, I can roll a d6 and subtract the number rolled from the total.
Yes.
Damn.
I will send a
Holy.
picture of this 11.
No, I believe you. Hey, listen, that's good. That's great. So you take a moment. Is Moon with you during this, or did you put him back in the pendant?
No, he's out. He's just
Okay.
lying in bed
So
with
he's
me.
nestled
Like
beside
Coda.
you as you're meditating, and you feel like in your mind, you like, it's almost like you're seeing a bunch of constellations going through, and you just select one that gives you this. As you go downstairs, Shield has set the scene. Shield, you feel free to add to this, but you have worked with Mirage and you've cleared the lower level of the brothel to be more of an operating room, as it were, a longer table, and the guards are there, and Perry is now laying on the table.
So I also will have a collection of maybe a dozen jars
Okay.
off to the side. Their use will become apparent in hopefully a minute.
Okay. All right. You all gather in the room. The guards flank the doors, the ones that have been remained around. Who is all assisting with this? Unfortunately, Borok. Yep, you're there. What are you doing?
I'm gonna bring out my trinkets and the doll. I'm gonna be there just to basically try and keep the Perry version of the mind out, so he has a familiar face to anchor in on.
Okay.
While it's
Okay.
going down.
The more in control the real Perry is, the easier this will be.
Okay. Cypher,
You will
so
need to
want say
convince him to let me in.
I can do one of two things depending on what's more beneficial. I can just continuously cast guidance, and it lasts for a minute. I can cast that on your ability to do the operation you're doing, or
I don't have a role.
Cast it on him to maybe add a default to add extra power to his ability, or I can just, like, from what I know of Perry and the stories I've heard, just kind of cast an illusion in front of him to kind of keep him grounded, of like him in the woods you told me he used to travel in, and of his tulip and all the stories you told me, and just create an illusion, whatever you think would be more helpful. But I don't know what you guys are exactly doing, so
I'll say
you all think?
star, and Moon goes in because I don't want him to be in danger.
Okay.
And then I'll walk up next to Shield, and I'll like give him a nod. So
If he fights, you know what to do.
restrain him.
It will not be that kind of fight.
You knock him out. Can do that.
I do not know if that would actually help. You should maybe reconsider. No,
Tobias,
we're ready. We'll do it now.
Tobias, what are you doing during this?
Well, I'm here to offer not only my moral support for all of this, but any sort of magical assistance that I might be able to provide. But I'm also here as a student. I'd like to learn what I can and see if I can take any of this knowledge and use it in the future.
Okay.
Do you know the spell Silvery Barbs?
No.
It would have been helpful. That is okay.
You should have told me that last night.
It is all right. Are we ready to begin?
What should I do? Should I do the image or give someone guidance?
Make him comfortable.
So the image?
Yes.
All right.
Okay. So, before we get into the meat of this, what you all just said you're going to be doing, this will be kind of like a mini event. What's going to happen? You all play your part in this alongside Shield doing the operation. When I call for you, I need you to explain what you're doing to assist this, and we'll have a roll based on that. Okay? We've already kind of explained that, but explain what you're doing in the moment. All right? Shield, you sit at the head of the table where Perry is being laid out. The guards loose. They look to you and they say, "Do you want the manacles loosened?"
No, he should be secure.
Right. He has it. They have a chain, and they say, "Who's holding the chain?"
I mean, I guess I'm the strongest.
I'm not very strong at all.
I'm strong, but will be otherwise engaged.
Then I guess I'm holding the chain.
The door swings open, and you see a bandaged Elric walk in. And he says, "I will hold the chain."
Is that wise? You're hurt.
Perfect.
I
Ulrich
have
is
all the
strong.
strength.
He'll be fine.
All right.
Okay. Elric stands at the edge of the table, holding the chain. Shield, you place your gauntleted hands on either end of Perry's head. What are you all doing during this? Well, Shield, first explain what you're doing.
So, my idea is a two-step process. So first, I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts. And I am going to use I get the surface thoughts for free, but I'm going to initiate the wisdom saving throw to try to dig deeper.
Okay, perfect. All right, so Detect Thoughts begins to swirl. Borak, have you left out anything to kind of assist in bringing the Perry out?
Yeah. So I've left out the doll, my figurines. I mean, I don't have any locks of fiery red hair, but I mean, put my hatchets down. Basically, my bear hood, anything that I can think of that he would remember. I'll put down the poison from the grung, from the first time we met, that I still have, and the vials, the bag of holding, since we had that since we met. I mean, maps of Armazal, whatever I think might just tip him over. The flower, obviously, the rose of Nephali. Nephali tulip, sorry, not rose.
Shield, as you cast Detect Thoughts, you get a smattering of images of this large, fat, frog-like grung, a frog-like being sitting in a hut, in a hovel. You see a flash of Borok. You see you see a dwarf. You see a tall wood elf. You see the golden plains. But in between these flashes, and everyone outside of this can see flashes of almost like purple going across Shield's eyes. His eyes go from a bright blue to a purple every time. And when you are seeing the purple happen, Shield, internally, you are seeing a grotesque operating room, a purple hoods surrounding them, scalpels, and then back to a flash of a tribe, then back to a flash of a platinum haired woman leaning over him, holding looking like it's holding his face, then back to a flash of this lush city with dragonborns, then back to a flash of this large low growl rumbling a room, then back to a flash of a red-haired elf, back to a flash of partying and laughing. What are you doing past that?
Is he letting me into his deeper thoughts?
It seems like he is. Yeah.
I'm looking specifically for I think when we talked, you called it a message. That is the thing that's controlling him.
Okay.
And I'm trying to isolate that.
All right. As you dig deeper, you try to bring out this message, and he needs to do a wisdom saving throw. Can you please give me the number he needs to hit?
19.
19. Okay.
He needs to meet that number, or he's trying to resist it.
He's trying to resist, I think.
So if he passes it, let's just say
find it.
You can't find it. If he rolls below it.
Yeah, so if he fails, I can find it. Okay. Cool.
And this isn't an ability check. This is a saving throw?
It's a saving throw.
Yeah.
Okay.
That we want him to fail.
I don't have saving throws. I have hexes, which I thought might help, but it's...
Yeah.
I'm watching. I'm watching.
Yeah.
This is the role Orsina was going to play.
Okay. He rolls. Big roll, folks. He rolls he has +5 on his wisdom. He rolled a 15, so that's 20. So what are you doing here?
I look at him.
He is fighting.
I roll. I don't know how the cosmic omen works, but I rolled a 3. So minus that. So minus your total with 3.
Okay. You see Perry begin to kind of shake and move through. The chains are rattling. Elric holds the chains tight as this happens. You place your hand on the shoulder of Perry. You find the message.
Now I'm going.
Represented. It's a shard of crystal spinning.
Perfect. I am going to use a seldom used cantrip, and I'm going to cast Encode Thoughts. And for the benefit of everybody in chat, I will read what it says. Putting a finger to your head, you pull a memory, an idea, or a message from your mind and transform it into a tangible string of glowing energy called a thought strand, which persists for the duration or until you cast the spell again. The thought strand appears in an unoccupied space within 5 feet of you as a tiny, weightless, semi-solid object that can be held and carried like a ribbon. It is otherwise stationary. Here's the important part. If you cast this spell while concentrating on a spell or an ability that allows you to read or manipulate the thoughts of others, such as detect thoughts or modify memory, you can transform the thoughts or memories you read rather than your own into a thought strand. So I am going to cast Encode Thoughts. I am going to reach into Perry's mind, and I am going to pull out that crystal shard as a thought strand. And I'm going to place it in a jar and put the lid on the jar.
Okay. I need Cypher. You're playing images in front from stories you've heard of Borok and his adventures above Perry, kind of on the ceiling of the brothel. Can you do me a favor and roll with your spellcasting modifier d20 and add that?
Modifier like +5, which is my modifier.
Actually, sorry, what is your spell save?
My spell save is 17.
Okay. You rolled a 10. So, as shield pushes further, there is more resistance, and there becomes more of a fight to happen, and you begin to play more of these images brighter and brighter as Perry begins to focus and the body begins to relax.
Awesome.
Now, for the actual cantrip shield, because we can't make it too easy, I need you to roll Arcana
Okay.
with advantage because Tobias is assisting you here. Tobias, what are you doing to assist, first of all?
I'm essentially got my hand over onto Shield here and trying to amplify his magical power by imbuing him with mine.
Okay. Go ahead, roll that shield.
$20.
Natural?
No.
Okay. Sorry.
Dirty
Got
20.
excited there. Dirty 20 there. All right. Shield, you find resistance yet again as you begin to reach into his mind. To everyone else in this room, you see almost the gauntleted hand move past a veil and into some sort of void in between Perry's head and the space of the table. There is some resistance. You can see he's trying to move his hand further and further. Tobias places his hand on the massive shoulder of Shield, and you see his arcane implement, his necklace, begin to light up. His earring begin to light up further and further, brighter and brighter, a purple, and this purple and blue glow begins to bathe the room as Shield pulls out a crystal shard and places it in a jar and closes it. You hear a and it's almost instantaneous. The life comes back to Perry. The crystals along his neck that were glowing, this massive purple, dull, and you see a sigh of relief just come across the guards in the room, and Elric as he loosens the chain. Perry looks over to Borok, turning his head, and goes, "Hello." And that's where we're going to end today's session.
Aw.
That was so clever, John.
Yes.
Mhm.
Well done. Well
Fucking
done. It's
John.
nothing like playing Operation in D&D, folks.